What is up? Risk takers! Welcome to the Kill Pete strategy. I am Pete. I am a top grandmaster playing Risk Global Domination. If you are interested in getting better at the game of Risk, I invite you to subscribe to the channels and come along the ride with me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 in our ultimate guide for Risk Global Domination. We've spoken about the mechanics of the game in episode 1, and in episode 2, we spoke about strategy diplomacy for the classic map for fixed cards. Today, we're going to be working on our second card type, and this is progressive cards. So the only change from last week is we're adding in progressive, we're turning the alliances off, and we're going to have no fog, no blizzards, no portals, with an auto placement, an expert difficulty automated bot if anyone disconnects, and balance splits dice for rolls. Okay, so going into a game of classic progressive, the things you're going to want to pay attention to at the outset is mostly your position. This is the very first thing I ever did on the show. My very first episode, and it's still up, you can go back and watch it. We're on, in my very first series, we're on classic progressive. I became a classic progressive grandmaster on my phone with animations on before I even realized you could turn them off. So we are in the leading seat. Ideally, I want to be in multiple positions if I will be allowed to be. Doesn't look like I'm going to get a bonus. Looks like we might be fighting for them. So I think I only end up in 2 places. I'm going to get a card in North America. And we're going to consolidate all of our material. And this is kind of your job in the opening turns, is you're going to want to figure out how you can group your stuff into either a 2 or a 3 position play. White very fast and aggressively takes a +2, so white is happy to show us that he's able to move fast and aggressively. Watch out for roasty toast. Okay, blue has botted, so we're going to have a bot in the blue player. All of blue's material is up in the north. I invented a preferred positioning theory for this map way back when. All things being equal, these would have been 3 territories I would have wanted to say spawn with and try and hold. But we currently live in a more good neighbor type environment where players taking bonuses and holding bonuses will give them extra value. The key difference between progressive and fixed is the cards. So in fixed, sets are either 4, 6, 8, or 10. In progressive, the sets increase in value. So they start out 4, then 6, then 8, then 10, then 12, then 15, and then up by 5. So I'd be in the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and so on and so forth, up by 5. There's a point where the amount of troops, that was a terrible move, there's a point where the amount of troops you get from the cards is more or less equal to the total number of troops an opponent has. This green is just giving away any chance they might have of trying to defend that Oz position from orange or from yellow. Okay, so green is going to get themselves killed very quickly. This looks like this game is going to be fed to white, unless purple does something smart. So white has this position. Yellow looks like they're taking Oz. Green looks like they're contesting, but they're contesting poorly. And purple is going to try and work on Europe or no? Slowly. Purple working on Europe is fine if I'm not in the way. But if both purple and white, like if white takes Africa here, I'm in a bad way. Also, blue bought up at the top. All of blue's materials in the top of the map, so the top isn't a safe place to hide. The bottom is going to be occupied, right? Bonus, bonus, bonus. This really looks bad for me. We kind of have to get out of the bot's way to run away from this bot. It's going to be massive up in the corner. Huh. Massive up in the corner. Sure. Purple's not going to like that. What does white do on their second turn? White has shown that they're a good player, so I'm expecting to see white do either a little bit of guard here or push out off the 5. The downside is they'll be in a single position. The reason you don't want to be in a single position in Progressive World Dom is simply more positions have a dual utility of making it harder for your opponents to kill you, and also making your kills available when you want to make them. He rolls a 3 and he buries a 5. You should put that 5 out. He locks it in. So this could be a tell of low ability. Locking up that many troops in Progressive is a long-term terrible play, because those troops can't be used to make kills when the time is right. But we'll see if they do become mobilized at some point. Yellow is going to let green get into Oz or get his 3 out. I'm not sure which one. Green is totally screwed. Green's position is terrible, and they will be eaten. My position is not all that much better. Asia will... It looks like the blue bot is trying to take Asia, so let's see if they either roll a 5 or a 6. We might see like a 6v5 roll here if the bot stacks on one of these 3s. The bot will take terrible rolls like that. Also, green taking more than one card he doesn't need to take is... Okay, this doesn't make it. Green is overly aggro. Green is obviously a very new player. When you see players doing this, be careful, because they will get themselves killed, but they might accidentally get you killed with them. You got to kind of stay out of their way. But we have a 9. Purple's in 2 places. I almost want to pop the Mexico too, but we'll see. Progressive World on Classic is a very lucky mode these days. I would actually venture a guess as to say it's harder to be GM on Prog World Dom now, after some random schmuck taught everyone how to play on the internet, than it is to be a Classic Fixed GM, but it depends. I could also see myself playing this diplomatically, like turning the alliances on. Maybe I want to stick myself out in Kamchatka. Kind of a crazy play. Blue bot does seem to be taking all of Asia, so maybe not. I don't think I want to feed the green kill. It's kind of my best card. I want to go this way. This is not good. It groups myself too much. I'm too close to myself. Ideally, I want to be a bit further afield so I can look at maybe the white kill, maybe the green kill. This is a good move for white, making an exterior position. The only quibble I have with this gameplay so far is locking up that many troops in Brazil. But if I was white, I would have definitely created and maintained that exterior. Yellow's going to hit the 3? No, they still don't. They still don't. Green is going to get killed by the bot accidentally when the bot trades. If yellow doesn't do it, the bot will be going for Asia. Playing around the bot is also a key skill in the game. Automated bots have a number of different personalities. Sometimes it's a taker, sometimes it's a breaker, sometimes it's a bad neighbor, a good neighbor. It's passive. It could be a stacker. There's also the bot type that I call the rampage bot. Yeah, this is just stupidity. This is just green completely throwing his game. Just total stupidity. Yeah, I mean, you might as well. If you're going to suicide, you might as well go all the way. He doesn't do it yet. Okay, he backs off. Oh, man. This game is going to get fed to white, unfortunately. I wish it was fed to me. Hook a brother up. I'm in 2 places. Purple's sort of in 2 places. White's in 2 places. Oh, he opens the 11. That's not a good move. That's a terrible move. Okay. And blue will remove the green exterior. So green will have 10 troops remaining, all of which are in the Australia sphere. Okay. So now we got to be worried about the bot setting. So when I spoke about the trading sequence, I spoke about it in the sense that all things being equal. So in this game, all things will not be equal because it's highly likely bots set on 3 if they have a set. So the odds of having a set is like 1 in 3 on 3 cards. Odds of having a set on 4 cards is about 2/3, 3/4. And then if you're holding 5 cards, you always have a set. So the bots defaulting to set early does disrupt the order in which the trading sequence goes. So it does make sense for me in the first seat not to trade early and to wait and hope that I get a slightly larger trade from the blue AI. If I'm yellow, though, here I kill green. Thinking about it. No. Okay. So if green has a set, yellow's going to be very sad. Do I have a set? The cards really end up being what matters here. I have a +2 in Western Europe. I can try and maintain that. I don't think I will. You can tap T on your keyboard or toggle the card overlay on this. This just tells you which cards you own. Therefore, if you want to get the +2, I do own one of my cards. Green's can keep chipping at yellow. How does yellow get out of this pickle? How do we all? Like, I think we are toast. Like, white is in an amazing way, and purple opening up white is just the sort of icing on the idiot cake. Really, like, white seems to know what they're doing, and they're strong, and everyone else is just chum bait. Okay, it's a 1 in Asia. Yes, he does. Okay, so purple is splitting. Purple's creating an additional position. Nope. Okay, bot sets on 3. Remember what I said was going to happen? So it did have one, so it did trade in. This is a design flaw, so the game should not force bots to always set on 3. I think that is an absolute mistake. Ooh, purple's in a single place. White can just kill them. It's expensive. I can just kill them too. Set, kill purple set, so take the 6 and then the 8. Is it worth? Maybe. Might be worth. I think holding for one more turn. I'm just lining myself up in Asia. So this gives me more lines, right? This gives me a line on yellow in case something goes south, line on green, line on purple. I could have taken the purple kill there with confidence. What that would have given me would have been the 6 and then the 8 trade. Because when you take a player's... There's only 2 ways you get cards in the game. The normal way of getting cards is when you take at least 1 territory. At the end of your turn, you pick up a card. You must pick up a card. If you do not take a territory, you do not get a card. And the rules of the game state that if you're holding 5 cards, you're forced to trade. And that means holding 5 cards at any point in your turn, including the beginning. He doesn't kill purple here. Okay. Not killing purple here is more interesting. So the only other way to get cards is if you kill a player. If you kill a player and you take their cards, and that causes you to be holding 5 or more, the game will force the trade at that point. And this is kind of the key mechanic behind progressive World Dom, is chaining those kills into a victory. So the game is spiced right up now. We have purple on 5. I can kill them for value. White has missed their chance. Can I sequence that? A green does set, making my set bigger. Okay. And that's going to be bad for yellow. Yeah, the yellow kill's locked behind green. So I'm going to kill purple and go to war with white, I think. I might lose, unfortunately. Okay. Green is still posturing. They're going to roll 2 dice manual. Don't do that. Yeah, gets bad luck. But, sorry, he gets great luck off of that 2 dice manual. Green's getting noob dice. Yeah, rolling. So what Green is doing is they're throwing 2 dice into 2 dice, where defender wins in a tie. There's actually no upside for him to not just use the 3 dice. But again, a tell of just very low ability. Does purple set here? That would be the thing that would stop me from killing them at this point. I bet you they do set. Yes. Okay. What do they do with the troops? They lock up white 16. Huh. Okay. Well, blue bot being unmolested has now taken over half of the map. They have flags. So they have locked in lowest placement, but now I got to worry about getting the heck out of North America. Yeah. Yeah. Now I got to worry about getting the heck out of North America. Okay. So we're going to create a majority position here. We're going to just take a card. Blue bot won't set next turn. We'll be able to remove the yellow exterior if and when, like if we needed to. But this is not good. We got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. We got the 10 trade in the first seat where we should have got the 4. So just waiting here ended up being quite good. If you're white, you might think about killing purple next turn, which would force a trade. Doesn't look like they're doing that. If I'm white, I also feel scared by that 27. Okay, 29. No, it looks like he's guarding South America. Guarding a +2 at this point in the game is a key mistake people make. I often describe this as playing it like it's fixed. So what you might think, you think that bonus, that +2 is worth it. And it has given very decent upside for the early game for white. You see white has 10 troops on me from holding a bonus. But this is where the upside ends. So this is the moment in the game where you want to switch. We switched from the early game to the mid and probably the late game. Just kills green here. Just kills him dead. Then I get the yellow kill. Okay, maybe I get the yellow kill. I have to push through blue. That was totally predictable, and well deserved. Also, good job, green. You gave yourself lowest by playing just absolutely terrible. If you want to learn what not to do, watch green this game. Green made a ton of different low ability errors. Do we have a sequence? Like, okay, so the 20 trade is on the table. I have a set on 3. So I can set, here's my line of play. I can set on 3, get 100% kill on yellow. Okay, purple's helping me. Okay, this game I think is over. So yeah, I think as I was saying, we go from the mid game to the late game real quick because I'm gonna get the yellow kill for sure, and then probably be able to sequence the other 2, unless I lose my 8. And we don't lose the 8. Okay, so here we go. What's blue worth? Is blue worth as well? Maybe. The game, I think, ended up getting fed to me. Yeah. So this, as I said, can't hold 5 in a turn, so we're forced to trade. And this gives us enough troops to easily kill purple. And we get a great roll, too. Look at that. And he did have a set on 3. And again, forced to trade. I'm going to put in 3 of a kind rather than 1 of each. What's the thinking behind that? So, let me just kill this guy. And we almost get him. Unless he's a set on 3, I'm fine. Yeah, good game. If he has a set on 3, I'm not fine. Thank you. Yeah, he's got a set on 3. Fuck me. And, oh, we do too. We do too. Does he have enough troops to get it? It comes down to, this is a cool end game. I think he does have my kill. No. He'll be oh no, he's going to get the blue kill, which won't trade him. That's an error. That's an error for white. Don't go for kills that don't set you when you're in a heads-up situation. Good enough. We get the dubs, friends. So one thing I was saying, this is a sort of a higher level trick, but the way the cards work the way the deck of cards in Risk works is each card corresponds to 1 territory. So because the classic map is 42 territories, you have 44 cards. So there's always exactly 2 jokers. Yeah, good game to my opponent. Well played, sir. And the guy who got second deserved second, in my opinion. So we're talking about the cards. The deck of cards is such that if the players aren't the cards that the players aren't holding are in the deck, and when you put a set in, it goes back. It gets shuffled back into the deck. So if you have 3 of a kind, 3 horses, let's say, or you have 1 of each, which set is best to trade? Assuming you have 5 cards, right? If you have 5 cards, you'll have the option, most likely, to do one or the other. The set you want to trade in is 3 of a kind. Why? Because if I have cavalry, artillery, infantry, I can do the 3 of a kind or the 1 of each. And if I do the 3 of a kind, I put 3 cavalry back into the deck, increasing my chances of picking up the necessary cavalry to fill up my follow-up set on 3. So that was your sort of higher level lesson there. And yeah, okay, this rank spread does not surprise me at all. So the only thing that surprised me is Roasty Toast being at beginner. He played very, very well for beginner, so maybe a Smurf account. But in this game, we defeated a novice who played like a novice, a guy who didn't even play a turn, beginner, an expert in yellow who just got boned by this novice, and then a beginner who played the best. So either Roasty Toast, as I said, is smurfing, or they have a storied history ahead of them in Risk. Folks, thank you for watching this video. I hope you got a decent amount out of it. I do love Progressive World Dom. It's near and dear to my heart. I have a series on Progressive World Dom on Classic. I have a series on Progressive World Dom on a variety of maps, and most recently I have my Map Master series where I take a look at every map in Risk one by one on these settings, and I put them into a tier list. So we've actually looked at this mode for every single map in the game. If you're interested in all of that, my playlists are available. I'll link them and such. And thank you for watching. And next week, speaking of Prog World Dom on other maps, that's where we're going next. So skill acquisition in this course. Mechanics first, then a little bit of diplomacy, then classic progressive, and next will be progressive on another map. So we'll step away from classic and we'll explore one of my favorite maps for Prog World Dom. So thank you for watching, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, for all of you on the path to world domination, good games and good luck.